Hi, good morning. Again, we are back with the Science of Mind Club. The Sunday Club aims to bring you together to share knowledge in the field of NLP, psychology, as well as mindfulness. So, starting with some positive quotes today, you can find, you can often find in rivers what you can't find in the oceans. Yeah. So, which means that our sources where we can find ourselves and the journey of self discovery can take us to many places, and sometimes we can find us to in the places where we least expect. Zen mind listens to music of the silence. Yeah. So, and somebody beautifully also said that music is also the silence between the notes. So it is the silence that conveys a lot of meaning sometimes. Gateless is the ultimate way. There are thousand ways to it. There can be thousand ways to reach a solution. It's entirely up to us that which one we would like to choose and we which one we would like to walk upon. This is again my favorite one. Meaning of the communication is the response you get. This is an NLP presupposition, which means that we have to definitely work on the communication because if you're not getting the right response, we have to change the way how we communicate. And finally, one of my favorite quotes, I am home, I'm serene. That means coming back to this moment, back to this mindful moment where we are at peace with ourselves. So, once again, friends, a very warm welcome to the Science of Mind Club. This is a Sunday club where we are focusing on these topics related to the mind sciences. And today we are again back with another concept to kind of discuss and kind of stimulate our thinking and also bring new ideas into action. This club's vision is to help people help themselves, make sure that we make more community leaders, coaches, so that they can build more leaders and coaches in turn. Every Sunday, we are catching up for 30 to 40 minutes around 10 a.m. in the morning. The key here is to gain one concept every Sunday and make sure that we are building our knowledge base in these topics. Why these topics? Somebody asked me last time that are these helpful? Definitely, they are very helpful because when we focus on our worlds, which is inwards, definitely our world, which is outwards, changes. Yeah, any change begins with our mind, our thoughts, and then it manifests in our day-to-day life. Finally, it's a totally free pro bono initiative, and it will always be like that. I'll continue to hold this space for you guys, and definitely what we want is that you should hold this and share it with others as well. Yeah. So that's how we build this community. So, still curious? Yes, it's a Sunday community that we are trying to build. We want you to learn, apply, and share these learnings so that it transforms positive changes in your life. Finally, feel free to share it and visit our website. We have put together a Google site so that you can go there and explore and stay curious. Yeah, this is what we want. So, moving on to the first concept of the day, this is where we are going to talk about three minds and three hearts. So, what are these three minds? So, very early in our evolution, what we have seen is that as the reptiles evolved, so they carried with them a reptilian brain. Now, this reptilian brain is very important. It takes care of some of the very, very basic functions, primitive functions, which are important for us. Like it continues to save us from danger. It continues to make sure that we are safe. So this is the amygdala. And sooner than later, when we evolved from reptiles and when mammals started evolving in the evolutionary history, there was an emotional brain or a limbic system that started to grow. So this limbic system is also where you'll find that in mammals, they started to get into communities. There is an emotional exchange also which is happening. So that is the second brain that has evolved. The third one, or the highest in the evolution, is the prefrontal cortex. This is what is separating human beings from animals, is where we have this faculty of thinking, making rational decisions, rationalizing. Now, that is where the prefrontal cortex is very, very helpful. So, this is the kind of a superpower that human beings have developed, that they can think, rationalize. The language lies here. So these are the three brains. And if you ask me, it is important that we function from all three of them. We need amygdala to keep us safe. We need the limbic brain to kind of emote. And we also needs to make rational decisions and mindful choices. However, when these three go out of balance, that is where we find that people are either overly emotional or they have some unrealistic fear, anxiety, depression. That is where amygdala is over functioning. So, how to bring all three of them in a balance? So, this is a question that comes many times, that how do we make sure that, you know, we are making the best use of the hardware that we have got. So this is the hardware, it's so the software is definitely controls the hardware. So there is a difference of opinion between many people, that what is mind, where exactly is mind, and all of that. But then I would say that more than that, what is important is how we can make good use of our mind. So that is where we can see that amygdala, limbic brain, prefrontal cortex, a very, very, evolved brain is what human beings have got. And it has interconnected network, a matrix of neurons, so very strong, so very long, that this network, if you start attaching one neuron after the other, it can just go around the entire diameter of the earth. Okay, so long, so complex. To make good use of it, we have to definitely know that we can take a pause, mindfully take a decision, and tap into the hidden potential of our unconscious mind. So, what do we recommend? So, what we recommend is three things. Number one is a daily practice of some kind. I'm not saying that it has to be a religious practice, but some sort of a mindfulness practice, some sort of a practice where you are meditating. That is what builds the capacity of the mind. And mind is the software, friends, that we said is controlling the hardware. The second thing that we recommend is always choose to pause in the day. It can be any time in the day where you review that what you are doing. That mindful pause, that pause actually gives you space to kind of look at it from different angles, look at your situation from different lenses, and that gives you a new perspective. Let's say if the situation at office or at work is a little bit stressful, what you can do is you can take a mindful lunch break where you choose to walk in the nature, where you disconnect from everything and you kind of review everything from a detached perspective. Such a break, such a pause definitely gives us a new perspective, and definitely it kind of helps us look at all the things from a different angle. Many a times people who say that they are taking such breaks, they are feeling more relaxed, more energized during their day. And the third thing, it may look a little bit counterintuitive to a lot of people, that the third thing that we want you to develop your mind is just like, for the body, we recommend that you go to a gym. For mind also, there is a gym. What can be a mind gym? You remember that during our childhood, we used to read books, and slowly and gradually, as we grow up, reading books become less and less. So mindfulness practices are important. Taking a break is important, but if you really, really want to sharpen your mind, you have to present mind with the new information, because mind is like a constant sponge. It keeps on absorbing. It likes to absorb, and whatever we feed into the mind, it kinds of it extrapolates that, it multiplies that, and that is where we are upgrading the software every time. So to feed in the right kind of ideas, you make yourself exposed to information that you want to learn. Yeah, information, like the topic of your choice, information on how do we improve our life, or maybe the forum like this, which is we are hosting on every Sunday, or a book, a good book. So that is the food for thought. That is the food for mind, where mind is definitely growing with new ideas, constructive ideas that you want to kind of apply in your life. So these are the three things that we want to share with you. Now, there is a Buddhist saying that says that in our life, to make the most out of our happiness in life, we need to align our head, heart, and hand. And this concept of three hearts lies. So if there is a heart of our head, if we are using, if we are assuming and we are thinking that there is a heart in our head, that means that whatever actions that we take, whatever thinking that we do is very, very empathetic. That thinking is very, very pro-social in nature. We are considering the greater good in our thoughts. So that is the heart of the mind. Heart of hearts is where we are leading with compassion, where we are leading with a lot of love and compassion. So that is the heart of heart. And finally, the hand. If our actions are definitely aligned with that heart principle, that is where we are helping others. We are engaging in pro-social behavior. And the third heart is really about helping others and engaging in random acts of kindness and empathy. And for all of this to align well, for our three minds and three hearts to align well, sometimes you also use the gut logic. So when you build on that, when you start taking the pause, when you start building your mind, when you start reaching out to people with more empathy, more love, that is where you'll also find that your gut logic or intuition also develops. You will sense that if somebody is in need, what should be your best true response. You will be able to sense that how you can make a rational decision with that pause that you take or the practice of mindfulness that you have. So this is where it is all about developing that gut logic, developing that instant logic in place so that all of these resources are there to be used by you. They are like your superpowers whenever you can call upon them. And last but not the least, the idea that I would like to leave you with is that you also improve on your health. So, in one of the conferences that I recently attended in Chennai, there was a surgeon, a heart surgeon, who was very, very experienced, really a thought leader in his field of cardiology. And he said there are three hearts that we have to take care of. And these three hearts are, one is the heart that we know, and the two hearts are the calf muscles on our legs. So how do we take care of these three hearts? Very, very simple. We take a walk, we jog, we run. That's how we exercise and take care of our three hearts. So, this is where we want you to lead from the heart. We want you to lead empathetically, lead mindfully. And that is what this forum is all about, where, we are saying that we dive deeper into these topics and we build our minds, we build our hearts. Yeah, so this is what we spoke about today. It is about reasoning, thinking, making sure that we are using the best of the features of our prefrontal cortex, and we are making sure that the limbic brain, which is keeping us safe, which has this fight, flight, or freeze response, it is mindfully calibrated. It's not over functioning. We are not getting into the trap of stress, anxiety, and we are definitely, with this newfound balance, we are living our life more wholesomely. This is where we increase the efficiency and effectiveness of our day-to-day routines, as well as we live a much healthy, happier, and contented life. So that was the concept for today, and I can see there are not many questions on the chat, but then what I really want to leave you with, and I know that it is Sunday and some of you are plugging in, and it is time when we are engaging on that WhatsApp channel, as well as on the messages on the forum. There is a forum on the Facebook as well. So what I want to leave you with is that, see, all this effort that we are doing every Sunday, definitely it is good information. Yeah. And we want to bring these ideas to action, something to convert information into ideas to action or to true knowledge is the experience. And how is this experience created? This experience is created when you apply these ideas, when you engage with these ideas, when you share it with others, you know. So our endeavor is that we'll bring on all these ideas on a periodic basis to you every weekly basis. You'll get a dose of this every Sunday at 10. But the main, the proof of the pudding is in its eating. So, you have to apply it and see how they can benefit you in your life. So share it with others if you find that this is helpful, if you find that this can definitely improve your happiness quotient, and definitely, keep on working at it. Take care of your loved ones, take care of your parents, your family, and as we go building this community up, remember that it is about having fun, it is about learning, and definitely it is about staying humble. So, on that note, I see that there are no further comments or questions here. If you have any questions, you can directly raise it on the forum or you can send me a message. I'll be very happy to answer it. If there are topics that you want me to include in the next session, we can definitely do that. But we'll keep it short for today, and really, really thankful for you for tuning in to our Sunday classes. And I hope that the material that we are sharing with you is really, really helpful for you. And we'll see you in the next session with more questions and more ideas to action. Thank you so much, friends. I wish you a happy Sunday ahead and you have a wonderful rest of the day ahead. Thank you.